The Vortex. Let life take you for a spin. Species are at odds as talks break down over a unified curriculum for initiative kids. The Asari say they'll wait it out until demands are met. This is Agent S. All personnel be advised, Turian colonists are incoming.
Hello again.
They're waiting for you. Careful.
Ryder made a sentimental choice saving those Krogan. She looked at them and thought of you.
Ryder's her own person. Just admit you don't like Krogan.
The Pathfinder.
Ryder, we were just discussing your encounter with the Archon.
It's true. I had to leave some Solarians behind, Director Tan. I'm sorry about that.
Noted. Though it is good to see Arc Parchera reunited with the Nexus.
Yet I have to question what we've gained, provoking the Archon like this.
He had a map showing the location of Meridian. Now we have it, and a short window to get there. It's the control center for the terraforming network. If we get that working, all our problems are solved.
Based on what data? This is all alien science.
The vault on Aya suggests that Meridian is the key.
While I appreciate what you've done for our strike teams, we're not equipped for a war with the Ket. They'll be defending Meridian with everything they've got.
This is how we beat them. The Archon doesn't know how to bring Meridian online. He can't control the technology. I can.
Vaults, maybe. We don't know if Meridian works the same way. And attacking the Ket, only to find out you're wrong?
Then there's this Sam of yours. We took a chance letting AI get involved. Frankly, I'm uncomfortable with just how involved it's become. I like you, Ryder. I really do. But I can't support your plan.
Then I will.
And so will I.
I agree.
Ryder deserves a chance to try.
I applaud the gesture, but you answer to me. I hope you understand.
We hear you loud and clear.
Good. That will be all.
Why am I surprised? I don't exactly have a plan B.
There may be a way.
Pathfinder, apologies. There was an urgent message for you. They said your brother is awake.
What?
Go. We'll talk later. In the tech lab.
Scott.
Sarah.
Touchy-feely time. Don't you think you slept in long enough?
I thought it was Saturday, then Sunday. Then I figured someone turned the alarm off.
With what you've been through, no one was sure what would happen. How you feeling?
Oh, like the galaxy's biggest idiot. Of all the stupid things to happen.
Not your fault.
Yeah, but if I'd have been there to help you, maybe Dad...
No one could have saved him, Scott. I wasn't even sure I should tell you.
I'm glad you did. That would have been a hell of a thing to wake up to. I'll miss him. But right about now, he'd be telling us to stop moaning and get on with it.
There's no shortage of things to do.
Yeah, I hear you're the great and honorable Madam Pathfinder.
Please, it's nothing like that.
As soon as I get my gear, well...
Careful.
No way are you fit for duty, sir. You need a chance to mend.
Yeah, says who?
The Pathfinder, that's who. Time to rest up. That's an order, Specialist Ryder.
Pulling rank already. Better hope I never tell anyone about that year you only ate paste. Was it first grade or second?
You can keep talking if you'd like. Just no arm wrestling.
Ryder, this is Pathfinder Riggs. We have some ideas about Meridian. Come by the tech lab as soon as possible.
Will do.
Hey,
You feeling out of the loop, I imagine?
a little. Though I've heard bits and pieces of things from Harry and the medtechs. Sounds pretty serious.
Said it was obnoxious. What do they know? I see. How about you?
Just the fate of the entire initiative. Every man, woman, child, and everything in between facing certain extinction. The usual.
Oh, well, I'm sure the Pathfinder manual covers that.
Yeah, we'll have it wrapped by lunch. There's a race of aliens called the Ket. They're led by a scary nutjob named Archon who wants to turn all of us into them. We both want Meridian, which is the heart of an alien terraforming network we're trying to activate. We do that, maybe we live.
Look at my big sister being all proactive. Meanwhile, I'm mastering the art of peeing in a plastic jar.
Feeling homesick at all?
Still trying to get my sea legs, but I think about what might have been if everything hadn't gotten screwed up.
Screwed up how?
Start with Mom dying. I never cried so hard. And Dad? He was never the same after that. He put so much into Sam to save her, but... well, AI's as illegal as it gets in the Milky Way. After the Alliance kicked him out for it, everything changed. Suddenly, being Alec Ryder's kid was a black mark. You and I were never going to live that down.
What do you think would be different?
Well, while you were looking for Prothean artifacts, I was standing watch over a Mass Effect relay. Hell of a thing to stare at every day. I'd dream about what was on the other side, the adventures I would have, the things I would accomplish. But when everything got screwed up, well, I guess I'll never know.
I thought maybe we could talk about Mom and Dad.
Sure. What about them?
You still think about Mom?
Yeah. Especially now. I wonder what she'd say if she could see us.
Dad talked about her before we went on our first mission.
Really? After she died, Dad seemed to shut down. He hadn't talked about her in years.
He loved her. I think he was just lost.
We all were.
What do you remember about how they met?
Well, she was in the Alliance, researching early biotic implants. That's about the time she met Dad. He was on Earth for N7 training, I think. He says he swooped in and swept her off her feet. Had a whole bad boy in uniform vibe that was irresistible.
Dad?
I guess it worked. They got married. Then the First Contact War started, and he was sent off to fight. After that, we were born, and Dad was posted to the Citadel as an attaché.
What do you remember about growing up on the Citadel?
Big space station chock full of all sorts of aliens. Scary at first, but pretty soon I was playing laser tag with Turian and Solarian kids. Looking back on it, maybe that's why I'm here. The Citadel showed me life has no limit on possibilities. It made me ask, what else is out there?
What do you remember about Mom's biotic research?
Mostly that it's the thing that finally killed her. Biotics were an unknown back then. So were the dangers. All sorts of rare diseases hit people working around EZO. Mom was trying to design implants to help people harness their abilities. She was a pioneer, and she actually gave it to him.
Thought you might want to know how Dad died.
I was going to ask you.
Habitat 7. There was this alien terraforming machine that had us stranded. Dad figured it out and shut it down. That saved us our ass. Then, hell broke loose. My helmet got smashed. I couldn't breathe. I was suffocating. Then Dad gave me his helmet.
He sacrificed himself?
Only one of us could make it, and he didn't hesitate. He was a hero.
All those stories about him being an N7, kicking ass in the military. I always thought they were exaggerating.
You should have seen him in action, taking out Ket left and right. It was amazing.
Huh. Dad, the badass one-man army. Pretty good way to remember him.
You should also know, Dad was keeping some secrets from us.
Like what?
Turns out Sam is even smarter than anyone knew. And Dad juiced his connection to Sam. It's a lot more powerful than other Pathfinders. So is mine.
I guess rank has its privileges. What was Dad up to?
Dad encrypted some of his memories in Sam. I've started unlocking them.
What were they?
You and I were there, so was Mom.
You actually saw her?
It was at the hospital the day she died. And that reunion dinner she wanted us at so badly.
Right. Dad was his usual talkative self.
But there was something else. I saw Dad talk with a benefactor in the Milky Way, some initiative bigwig I'd never heard of.
That's news to me.
Yeah, I'm still hoping I can figure out what it all means. Well, I'll let you take it easy then.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how slammed I am. Gotta nap, then doze a bit, then try to catch up on sleep.
It'll get better.
Not before you find that Meridian. I want in.
I'll take pictures.
This is not good.
Ryder, one of your father's memories is available.
Let's see it.
A moment. There is an added layer of security.
What was it Gian Garson said? The code word is Fulcrum?
That worked. This is the last memory your father encrypted, from the final planning stages of Hyperion's departure.
Castus, thanks for calling. Not a lot of people still admit to knowing me.
I owe you. Those were good days on the Citadel, Alec. I checked with my son Garrus. He works there now, CSEC.
And?
He says the Council thinks Commander Shepard's story is bogus.
Uh-huh. But?
Privately, I've heard they're starting to wonder.
This threat, they're called Reapers?
Shepard's word for them. Something about a cycle, an extinction event that happens every 50,000 years, galaxy-wide. And supposedly the alarm clock's about to go off again.
Unbelievable.
I know. But according to Garrus, Shepard's as level-headed as they come. Takes after you. And then Seven. So, if the commander says these Reapers are coming, I don't want to be around to see them.
Thanks, Castus.
Take care.
Yes?
I checked around. There might be something to this.
If there is a war, the scramble for resources will be on a scale we've never seen before. The chaos will be monumental.
We should accelerate our timetable.
They will keep the reason quiet. No need to alarm anyone. But the arcs must be underway before any fighting starts. We can't get caught in the crossfire.
Agreed.
Is there something else?
Years ago, you mentioned salvation for a lot of people. You knew this was coming.
I knew something was coming. In theory. Shepard made it real.
And now that you're right?
We'll need a new home. We're going to be all that's left of civilization.
Sam,
Yes, Pathfinder?
Track down my kids. Tell them their old man needs to talk. It's urgent. And how is Ellen?
She remains in stasis. As you hoped, it has suspended the progress of her disease.
Make sure her pod is on the Hyperion. Don't use her real name. I'll tell the kids when the time is right. Hey, Sam. Transfer Pathfinder access. Encrypt memories. There's still hope for your mother.
Mom is here? Alive?
Alec blocked all knowledge of this memory. I now recall his directive to put Ellen into stasis. He hoped it would halt further progress of her disease until a cure could be found.
Sam, this is the best news I've heard in a long time.
It is indeed cause for optimism, although Alec did not want to raise hopes prematurely. This is the reason you were made Pathfinder, to see the process through.
Where's Mom now?
Here on the Hyperion. Ellen is in a stasis pod under a false name, Elizabeth Riley.
Now we know what Jean Garson meant. That something big spooked the Benefactor. It was these Reapers. What do you know about them?
A Spectre operative in the Milky Way, Commander Shepard, launched an investigation in 2183 into the existence of an ancient race known as Reapers. According to Shepard's information, the Reapers invade the Milky Way every 50,000 years to destroy any advanced organic life. Allegedly, this cycle has been occurring for millions of years. Shepard claimed the Reapers' return was imminent.
That was over 600 years ago. Was Shepard right? Did the Reapers come back?
Additional logs in your father's quarters have unlocked. Their implications are troubling. Your father believed it prudent that you have this information should anything happen to him.
But why was Jean Garson murdered?
Recall Garson's words about the Benefactor. Now they're moving 100,000 of us to Andromeda. I hope it's all for good, but I have my doubts.
What does that mean? Who was or is the Benefactor?
Unknown.
So this was Dad's plan.
Alec could not live with the thought of Ellen recovering, only to discover you had died. He sacrificed himself to ensure you and Scott could one day be reunited with your mother. He was also concerned that what he knew about the Reapers and the Benefactor remained secret. He entrusted you with this knowledge. Additional logs with pertinent information are now unlocked in Alec's quarters.
Got it. I need to go find Mom.
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were an advanced race that flourished in the Milky Way about 50,000 years ago, then went extinct. Even at the time of this writing, the year 2182, their culture remains a mystery. During my studies, I have developed some practices that can be used when analyzing any ancient culture. I hope they may prove useful for the research community.
Your father's personal logs.
We've just arrived in Andromeda. Before the rest of the Hyperion wakes up, I've checked our comms for any signals from the Milky Way. Looks like sometime in 2186. Everything went to hell. We got out just ahead of it. Commander Shepard was right. And so was our mysterious benefactor.
Hello, Alec. This is Liara Tassoni, and the year is 2186. I don't know if you'll even receive this message, but we corresponded years ago. I remember you spoke about a plan to settle Andromeda. I don't know if your arcs made it out of the Milky Way, but the worst has happened here. I'm with Commander Shepard and a brave crew. We're trying to build a weapon to turn the tide, but I fear that the civilization you remember, the people of the Milky Way as you knew them, could be gone forever. You may be all that's left. Please, don't forget us. Keep us alive in your hearts. And tell your children of the wonders that once were. On behalf of the crew of the Normandy SR2, this is Dr. Liara Tassoni, signing off.
Alliance personnel, please stand by for an emergency flash traffic message.
This is a galaxy-wide alert for all human territories. Fleet Admiral Stephen Hackett has declared threat condition Saber 1. Enemy presence confirmed in Sol System. Earth under Reaper attack. I say again, Reaper attack is underway. Instructions to follow on coded channel Crimson Tacit. May God save.
This is Paladin Command to all Turian units within range. Under catastrophic Reaper attack. Primarch Fedorian is dead. Ground units are searching for the next in succession. We'll advise when. Everybody get down!
Alec, this is Gian Garson. For the record, year 2185. It's about Fulcrum. I'm on the Nexus and we're going into stasis for the voyage. Looks like you're already asleep. I'm very uncomfortable with our benefactor, and the fact that we still don't know who they are, and all these lives in our hands. I should have done something sooner. This is all very troubling, Alec. Let's talk as soon as you reach Andromeda.
Jen, I got your message about Fulcrum. It's now 2819. We reached Andromeda but have no sign of the Nexus. I have the same concerns as you. In all likelihood, the Milky Way... well, something terrible happened there. At least the benefactor spared us from that. But why keep hiding? Something's off. But we've got bigger problems at the moment. Habitat 7 may be a bust. Finding a home is all that matters now. I'm securing these Milky Way reports. This is the only copy and I don't want it getting out. Whatever happened was 600 years ago. Someday we might break the news to everyone if the time's right. I guess we always knew there was no going back.
When studying an extinct race, it is important that our preconceptions and current knowledge not color the facts. We must look to the evidence itself. The Protheans constructed the Citadel and an incredible network of mass effect relays. This speaks to a culture of the highest order. Such a monumental achievement surely must come from an enlightened race that was in harmony with its people, free of conflict and strife. Without the ability to study a living example, however, this can never be determined with 100% accuracy.
As sleepers wake from stasis, the initiative urgently requires blood, tissue, and DNA donations. See a medic if you think you may be eligible. This is HNS.
This is not good. Damned exiles.
Are you sure you want to do this, Nilken?
I am. It's for the best.
What's for the best?
I'm putting Nilken here back into stasis.
The conviction was overturned, but everyone still treats me like a murderer. Mariette heard the truth. She left me. I just want to go to sleep and wake up when things have blown over.
Makes sense. Good luck.
Welcome to Andromeda, Mr. Kimball.
There you are. What's all this about? Okay, this is the pod you told me about. Who's Elizabeth Riley?
If you could have one person back in your life, who would it be?
Well, Mom, of course. I mean... Hold on a second. Elizabeth Riley. Her initials. ER. Are you telling me...
I saw Dad's last memory. ER is Ellen Ryder. He put her here. Scott, it's Mom.
I don't... How... Wow, how is this possible?
Apparently, putting her into stasis also put her disease on hold.
Its progress has been halted. Alec put her in stasis after she fell unconscious in the hospital.
This is incredible. So Dad being a pain in the ass finally paid off. I want to shake his hand. And then punch him. Why didn't he tell us?
Dad was being Dad. I'm just glad she's still with us.
Well, let's get her out of there.
That's inadvisable. Although Ellen is alive, reviving her would trigger the disease, which would prove fatal.
I guess you're right. We don't want to mess around with that.
Your father understood this would take time.
What do you mean?
Alec hoped that in Andromeda, we would discover new scientific insights that could provide answers. Our journeys in Helios have indeed provided valuable genetic knowledge, information that could lead to a cure. But patience is required. For the moment, enjoy the fact that she is still alive, and that your accomplishments will one day save her life.
Just make sure she stays safe, Sam.
We lost her once. We're not losing her again.
My original purpose was to ensure the survival of Ellen Ryder. It is a mission I hope the three of us will one day fulfill, together.
Hang in there, Mom. We missed you.
Murderer Nilken Rensis, pardoned after an investigation by the human Pathfinder proved his innocence. This is HNS.
They offered to put me on the transfer list for an outpost, but I said no. What? Why? That's why you came here in the first place.
I talk to my family every day. They can't believe half of what I tell them.
Ryder, good to see you. We've been working with Dr. Aradana and her team on the problem of getting to Meridian.
We think we have the answer.
I'm listening.
It's plans for new technology we've designated Ghost Storm.
As you approach Meridian, our own ships can broadcast fake returns for the Tempest.
The Ket won't know which one is real. It will confuse their sensors and draw their ships off.
It could buy you some time.
Sounds like this has never been tested. What if it doesn't work?
You're clever. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
This means going against the initiative. We're on our own. You didn't hear that.
Hear what? We've been collating gamma charts all day.
A risk comes with the job. Part of being a Pathfinder.
Let's get to it then. The Archon isn't sitting on his hands.
You'll need to research the Ghost Storm technology first. Then we'll meet you at Meridian.
Good luck.
Largely because Ket technology appears mimetic, taking designs from different sources to improve their own. It is a familiar pattern. Observe, conquer, incorporate.
How many have they incorporated? How much of Andromeda's life has been suffocated or lost?
I cannot speculate, Professor. We should anticipate the Ket learning from and incorporating initiative technology as well.
Allah, what are you doing here?
Supervised work release as a programmer. Making up for what my mother did, trying to stop AI. I swear she said she'd only disable the blue box computers in storage. No one was meant to get hurt.
Has Knight been sentenced?
Not yet. I spoke up for her, but I don't think anyone else will. Maybe being a good citizen will help her.
We'll keep an eye on the Pathfinder. It'll be fine.
Ryder?
This is Director Jared Tan.
As sleepers wait for stasis,
Warm
the
welcome
initiative
to our
usually
new
requires
Valerian
blood,
Congress.
tissue, and DNA donation.
PB said she wanted to talk to you. Anything I can help with?
I should get back to things.
Sounds good.
Ah, there you are. I was wondering, when you found the Solarian Ark, was anything strange? Out of place?
You mean besides the Exalted Krogan, the relics, and getting jabbed in the neck? Why are you asking?
Because a few hours ago, we received this.
Hello, Ryder. I don't think the Solarian Ark was captured by chance. If you want to know more, meet me at these coordinates.
That's all. Do you think it's some sort of hoax?
Now that I think about it, a Ket Armada just stumbling across the Solarian Ark seems a little convenient.
Coincidences do happen, though when you put it like that. I'll put the coordinates for this meeting in the nav computer. I suppose there's no harm in making sure.
Hey, PB.
Hold that thought. Sit tight. I'll be right back. Hello. Don't worry. I'm not springing anything terrible on you. Actually, you be the judge. So, you and your team are like a fungus, you know? You look and smell funny and you grow in the weirdest places. And somehow, you've found root in my... Oh, it's so corny to say. In my heart. Ugh. I'm recording this so when I get antsy, and believe me, I will, just sit my ass down and play it. Shut up PB free card. Now, if there's anything you'd like to preserve for posterity, say it at the beep. Oh, and then join me in the meeting room? Beep.
Welcome to the team, PB. Glad you've decided to stay.
So, the reason I wanted to talk to you all...
Uh-oh. Did you mutiny and jettison, Ryder?
No such luck. She just showed up.
Never thought I'd see PB having trouble getting a word in.
Maybe I'm rubbing off on them. I just want to say, whether you all know it or not, I've had one foot out the door since I got here. And, well, that's gonna stop. I'm proud and happy to be part of this team. This family. That's really it.
Okay.
About time you caught up, kid.
Yeah, you're one of us, whether you like it or not.
Well, great. So, my place is an utter mess. Who wants to help me clean it up?
Think I left the stove on.
I'm making ice.
It's an Angaran holiday.
Reports don't file themselves.
Helping Liam make ice.
But...
The Ghost Storm technology has been fully researched, Pathfinder.
Excellent. We're ready to make our push on Meridian then. I'll call a meeting immediately.
Still thinking about the Turian Ark. Mason and Avidus. I hope Avidus is doing all right.
Time heals all wounds, as they say.
Heals the wound, doesn't erase it. You don't lose someone like that without scarring.
So why weren't you on the Turian Ark?
Our dad left Palaven with us long before the Ark even existed. I don't know if we really count as members of Turian society anymore. But who needs all those rules anyway, right?
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Tev Uni. Ahomon Vold.
Sort of. Still feels good though.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Just talked to Kesh. Looks like some of the clan are back at the Nexus. Hired on as mercs instead of part of the initiative, but still. Good call you made. Letting her keep the drive core.
New dawn for the Krogan, huh?
Never thought I'd see the day. Sovereign Krogan as equal allies. My mother would have approved.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Entering atmosphere. LZ in sight.
Those are the coordinates we were sent.
And the message about the Solarians?
So are we checking it out? There's Ket all over. Okay, no more following anonymous tip-offs?
Let's look around. They might have left something. From their gear, they were hoping to capture someone.
Probably me. Sorry about that. Though, if you'd broken a sweat, I'd be sorrier.
You sent us the message about the Solarian Ark?
Yes, Major Salin Vaughn, STG, retired, of course.
What's STG?
Special Tasks Group. Back home, we were field agents who gathered intelligence and handled inconveniences.
Spies? Assassins?
If you prefer. As I said, these days I stick with retiree.
Espionage is a job that follows you home, or across galaxies.
Until there's nothing for it but to grow a conscience. Let's be frank, there are too many inconsistencies aboard our Ark. They only make sense if someone betrayed us to the Ket. My best suspect is a biologist, Dr. Adden, but the evidence is thin. I need a Pathfinder to verify what I've found, or I risk arresting an innocent man.
Who's Adden? Why would he betray his Ark?
An ex-military biologist from the early wake-up team on our Ark. He claims to be studying the Ket. As for why, I intend to ask him.
Couldn't Hager help you with this?
Hager's too green to be corrupt, but his team's another story. You're obviously trustworthy. If you were involved, you wouldn't have saved our Ark in the first place.
All right, I'm in. How do we catch your traitor?
I only have 2 leads left. Dr. Adden's equipment and a Ket who might be his handler. I need you and your Sam to analyze them. If we show Dr. Adden's in regular contact with the Ket, that would prove he's the one.
What if the evidence doesn't implicate Adden?
If I'm really that rusty, I suppose I'd have to start over from scratch. Remember, Dr. Adden's equipment and his Ket contact. This has to be watertight. Good luck.
bridge is yours, Pathfinder.
The crew is ready to discuss how to approach the Remnant City, Pathfinder. Beginning approach.
Fold orbit is steady.
Approaching the LZ.
That's Techix, according to my map.
I'm reading a temperature decrease. The ambient temperature is normal. Life support is stable.
This must be Dr. Adden's workspace, the one the SDG agent is investigating.
This equipment has been sterilized with a standard radioisotope. There are trace elements of biomaterial that could be consistent with exaltation pods.
Or they could be leftovers from Adden's experiments.
The agent mentioned a Ket handler, too.
This equipment has been sterilized with a standard radioisotope. There are trace elements of biomaterial that could be consistent with exaltation pods.
Or they could be leftovers from Adden's experiments.
The agent mentioned a Ket handler, too.
What do you need?
I won't disturb you further.
It is no disturbance at all. May your luck build, Ryder.
Stupid machines ruining my business.
I'm detecting. Normal temperature range, Pathfinder.
I think that's Ket Tech. Stay alert. Let's get a scan. Let's get a scan.
Ket, on approach.
They hit PB! Fight the dust! Catch the grenade! No! PB! No! PB! Stall's hurt! Grenade in! Man, I hate the cat!
If that SDG agent was right, this cat was Dr. Adams' contact.
Life support levels critical. Please seek safety.
Be ready.
Life support at 100%. This cat has a Milky Way comm device implanted. Particle vibration on the transmitter resembles Solarian encryptions.
Resembles doesn't prove much. The cat could have found the implant on the Solarian Ark. The best leads on Adam's betrayal, and they're both circumstantial.
Too bad for Salen.
How about we talk to Hager about this back on the Nexus? He might have something.
we're going to need to research the Ghost Storm tech for the other Pathfinders as soon as we can. Fold orbit is steady.
A violent illness related to cherry-like fruit brought back from Habitat 7 as authorities baffled.
I know we slept for 600 years, but right now I could sleep for 600 more.
A reminder that alcoholic beverages must be consumed within private quarters or in the vortex.
The Turian Ark has been found, but the Turian Pathfinder, Mason Barrow, was reportedly killed shepherding the Ark planetside. Former Spectre Avitus Rix is now expected to assume the role of Pathfinder. This is Agent S.
Ah, Ryder. Grab a seat.
So yes, after that, the Ket tightened security. I've only just got back.
The idea of Solarians figuring out exaltation must keep them up at night.
A comforting thought.
So you're finding out the Ket's dirty exaltation secrets?
And, if we're lucky, a way to stop it. I meant to thank you for the star maps.
You're welcome. Between us, charting the Scourge and Ryder's vault data, the Ket will run out of bolt holes.
I'll send you our latest.
I'll take a copy as well. Anything to expand the search grid.
Still hunting down the stasis pods.
And finding them. Having a partner AI makes one hell of a difference. I guess I need to train a successor. And figure out how to prepare them.
Better to find your wings as you fly. Worked for us, didn't it?
More groundwork would have helped in the early days.
Huh. Well, that's worth knowing.
For now, friends, I need your help. The first wine bottled in Andromeda, sent back to the Nexus.
A good thing I brought my flask. Damn, that smells good.
Seemed worthy of our first proper meeting together. If we have a toast.
To our crews, our Sams, and each other. May we always find our path home.
Ah, Ryder. Your pilot said you were helping Major Salen Vaughn with an investigation into Dr. Adden.
You know Salen?
Only by reputation. One of STG's finest back in the day. I tried to help him with Adden, but sort of stalled.
What do you make of Salen's theory that someone betrayed your people?
It doesn't seem possible, but there's so much that doesn't fit otherwise. I reached out to ARC leadership, the ones who woke up first, but they keep putting me off. I had an idea, but it might not be completely legal.
Hey, if we don't break the rules, who will?
One of those ARC officers, Rand Lon, has an apartment here. If he's busy, he won't be around. And a quick scan wouldn't hurt anything. Just see what's there.
Sounds like our experience was a picnic compared to what the Solarians went through. Hager's inexperienced, but the potential's there. A little time and he might blossom as you did.
I never knew Matriarch Ishara, the last Asari Pathfinder. What was she like?
The best my people have to offer. Powerful, just, diplomatic. I was a dowdy soldier by comparison. I tell myself she'd understand why I... But she didn't think that way. Diplomacy allows compromise. War doesn't.
Now that the Asari Ark is safe, what's next for you?
I'll be tracking the Ket through their secret routes in the Scourge and burning them out. Charting the Scourge will help everyone. Some incidental revenge is a bonus.
Cora really idolized you. Have you spoken since...
Awkwardly. She's angry, but trying to understand. But we do speak, and more importantly, listen. Reminds me of the days when I had students.
Cora said you fought plenty of battles, that you were the hero of Kirkus.
Ha. I survived Kirkus, anyway.
What happened?
The enemy fired artillery at civilian targets. I used my biotics to shield part of a city. I can make a good shield, as you've seen. I lost dear friends in that battle, but we saved a lot of people. If that makes me a hero, I'll take it.
Good luck, Sarissa.
Thank you. I'll need it.
Ryder?
Captain Hager? Or is it Pathfinder Hager now?
Well, I have the title, but I've only begun the training. There's so much to learn.
We stagnate when we stop learning.
There's no risk of that. What can I do for you?
I know Reika was well loved. Have your people embraced you?
They know I share their reverence for her. They know I mourn with them. But the sense of security she inspired, that will take time to find again. Restoring that is what drives me. Only then will I have honored her.
How are your people adjusting to life here?
My people are waking up and going into mourning. For the thousands lost, and, of course, for Reika. She was beloved. They said goodbye to everyone back home, went to sleep for 600 years, only to face this. But we are not the first, just among the many.
How has it been, learning the ways of the Pathfinders?
You make it sound like a mystical order. I imagine everything will go into overdrive once my SAM is online. Until then, it's all just book learning. But I already feel as though I'm barely keeping my head above water, gasping for breath.
What are you working on now?
After what we went through, the Solarian path is clear. We came so close to suffering as the Angara suffered. It's our mandate to figure out exaltation. I already have a task force studying the Ket to that end.
Please be careful and keep your distance.
I promise we'll be methodical and take no unnecessary risks. I will share all our findings.
Nice talking with you, Hager.
And with you, Ryder.
I know Sarissa's been dropping in at the Pathfinder HQ. It's just... I'm not good with everything yet. You're a hero to Apex, you know. I won't disillusion them. Much.
So it's official. You're part of our little club.
I know I was reluctant, but it was the right call. Thanks for the push.
I'm not worried. You're good for it.
I'm trying.
So, how are you finding the new post?
Not used to having people question my actions, but I like the challenge. More than I thought I would.
Any regrets?
My only regret is that Mason isn't here to see me play diplomat with Tan. Back in the Milky Way, I would have punched sense into that worm. Now, I use my words. I'm a changed man.
How's life on the Nexus treating you?
Running water and rations, it's a beautiful thing. I can tell people are still shook up from the uprising, but compared to Varl, things almost feel normal.
Any luck finding other survivors from Natanus?
Brought in another batch yesterday. Still too many unaccounted for, but we're getting there.
I'll keep an eye out.
Thanks, Ryder. Appreciate it.
How have you been since HO47C?
Fine, I'm fine.
If you ever want to talk about Mason, you know where to find me.
Thanks, Ryder. Really, I'm just not ready.
Pathfinder versus Spectre. How does it compare?
They're completely different beasts. As a Spectre, I worked in the shadows. Intel was on a need-to-know basis. Here, everyone's looking to me. Looking to me. It's all out in the open.
Which do you prefer?
Being a Spectre was easier, but being a Pathfinder's more rewarding.
Good seeing you, Avidus.
Stay safe out there.
Construction and repairs continue.
Hello again.
Apex personnel, please check your duty.
I got your report. Both our Pathfinder and the Natanus? What a mess.
Could have been much worse.
True. We've got survivors to find and a new Pathfinder out in the field. I'll take it. I owe you for this, Ryder. They'd still be lost without you.
There's an Asari documentarian in your cells, Carrie Tavessa.
Yes, word came down that her series was frightening people. We can't afford more unrest.
But
I'm sorry, Ryder, but it was this or exile. At least this way she's safe. Now, anything else?
bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Apex team leaders reporting back.
Hey, Ryder, I'd like a moment.
Yes? Lieutenant Syax, right?
That's me. I'm putting together Apex strike teams to protect the people and assets you're setting up out there. We don't have a good sense of what we're up against, and could benefit from your experience.
I'll have Sam upload our insights on the Ket, Remnant, and outlaw forces we've encountered.
Thanks. You'll see. Apex will make a difference.
Apex team leaders reporting back.
Colonial Affairs, please advise Director Tan of your status.
A bar opens on the Nexus. Visitors herald the vortex as a sign of civility, and the opposite of civility, as more sleepers wake in need of a drink. This is HNS.
I talk to my family every day. They can't believe half of what I tell.
Sure glad I went to school for this.
Showdown on Kadara. Rivals vie for power on the Exile. After a bitter fight with their rival outfit,
Locked.
I may be able to hack this, Pathfinder.
And we're in. Definitely the apartment Hager mentioned. It's been watered recently.
A single fiber is caught on a leaf. It shows traces of novetamine,
A drug?
a neurodepressant reported in some Andromeda wildlife. This plant is not one of them.
Password protected. Little help, Sam?
Accessing. It contains financial and personnel reports. However, the EM signature suggests data was recently cleaned.
Freshly vacuumed.
Traces of dust still remain. Based on the Scourge radiation count, they came from a remote world.
So Rand Lawn, or someone in his apartment, went exploring out there. Okay, something's fishy. Sam, can you work out which planet the dust on the floor came from?
I have a candidate. No record of any official visit. Once in orbit, I can approximate a nav point.
What are you doing in my apartment?
You must be Rand Lawn.
Yes. You're the one who saved our Ark. What are you doing here?
My fault. I'm visiting a friend and, well, these doors all look alike.
You're quite obviously not here by accident. Now please, explain why you broke in or I'll have to report this to the militia.
First, explain why your console's been scrubbed, and why there's traces of a neurodepressant in here.
Probably because I visited the labs and I suffered a power surge. Shall I also explain my heart medication? My clan ornaments? You sound just like... Oh, wait. Did you get roped into another of Salen Varn's crusades?
What do you mean?
No, I won't spread rumors. You can go, but I wouldn't break into any more homes on Salen's advice.
If I've been misled, I should hear these rumors.
The Major is brilliant, but he's just been in STG too long. He's been bothering us with conspiracies since he woke up. It's common in retired agents. They can't navigate a world without espionage.
I see.
Look, let's forget this happened. For the Major's sake. Goodbye, Pathfinder.
Still got that planet identified, Sam?
Yes, Pathfinder.
Let's see why Rand or his friends are going to the middle of no...
Sure glad I went to school for this. Thanks for nothing, education.
I talk to my family every day. They can't believe half of what I tell them.
Rivals vie for power on the Exile Port. After a bitter fight with their rival outcasts, the Collective has now claimed control of Kadara. Outcast leader Sloane Kelly was killed by sniper fire when the Collective seized power. Following the victory, Collective spokesperson Keema Dorgan vowed to loosen restrictions, a step many fear will make Kadara more dangerous.
Kadara is a port for the people. We survived the Ket, endured the outcasts, and now we have a home for the most ambitious among us.
This is Agent S.
Superintendent Cash reminds everyone all power grid adjustments must be approved beforehand.
Filed a complaint with Tan. That'll show him.
I don't know.
We're on course.
Pathfinder, these are the approximate coordinates extrapolated from the Solarian apartment.
It appears empty.
There's sand traps all over. Let's look under the surface. Something was here, then dragged. That way.
There, scavengers. Likely unfriendly.
The trail leads right to them.
Outlaws in view.
Here they come! Down you go!
still breathing. Pass the Metagel. Let's get him back on his feet.
This one's mine.
That's gotta hurt!
Salen, what happened to you?
Salen? Very familiar for our first real meeting.
He's confused.
I contacted you, hoping one of my suspects would do something reckless, and unfortunately, he did. I imagine I was supposed to vanish out here while he used my cloak device. Any Salen you met was Dr. Adden in disguise.
Wait, he asked me to analyze leads that could implicate him.
Let me guess. Adden asked you to scan those leads. I suspected the traitor was hiding messages on optical encoders. Those messages were the real proof I needed, but a powerful scanner like yours would wipe them. Adden used you and, my investigation to cover his tracks. Canny bastard.
I examined an apartment belonging to a Solarian officer, Rand Lawn. The clues there led me to you.
Interesting. That confirms my suspicions. Everything comes back to our ARC. Adden didn't have the clearance to alter logs or affect the nav computer, yet he's obviously guilty. I suspect Adden is the front man for a conspiracy involving the Ket. He's the key to blowing it open.
Right. Except Adden got rid of anything we had on him, and I'll bet Rand Lawn has disappeared.
Adden. Ah, he forgot the dart he poisoned me with. Still in there, with the ballistics intact. Contact Adden, feign ignorance, and ask for a meeting. I'll be there to arrest him.
We'd need somewhere to meet Adden, somewhere neutral.
There are caves on Kadara that might be suitable.
Send the word. Hello? Now orbiting Kadara.
This area is called Dralir. It means death caves.
Charming.
Not really.
All right, let's see what's inside.
There you are. Did you investigate those leads?
I learned you're a Ket collaborator and a murderer.
Who's one victim short?
So it's true. Old spies really do live forever.
This old spy would punch you if he wasn't carrying evidence in his chest.
I tried to give you a decent burial, Major. There was no time to convince you of our cause.
Selling your Ark to the Ket makes no logical or tactical sense.
To you, because you lack data. Several of us woke early, prepped the Ark, and then we found the Ket, an unstoppable enemy. So we made a pact. Sacrifice our Ark to the Ket and learn their secrets, so one day we could destroy them along with their exaltation.
Hey, I know how not to get exalted. Get ourselves exalted. You idiot!
Listen, there is an empire of Ket beyond Helios. All-powerful conquerors who will invade us eventually. The secrets we learn could stop our extinction before it begins. Give us our freedom, and they're yours. Don't let this go to waste.
What exactly are you offering?
The intricacies of the Ket Empire. Vassals, potential weak points, exaltation secrets.
Which we can't confirm. And you could have pulled out of your cloaca.
We had to sacrifice civilians for this, Major. Will you let that be for nothing?
Put this traitor where he belongs, Major.
We have particular accommodations for collaborators.
Arrest me, and you'll never find the others.
I've got nothing but time to look. I'm retired, remember? I owe you big for this rider. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a militia pickup, the doctor, and the biggest drink on the Nexus. Ryder.